Hello everybody and welcome to Richmond Rovers. My name is Wes and today's video is going to be my predictions for the 2026-27 Premier League season. Also, I would just like to say that I am recording this on Tuesday morning before Arsenal and Coventry kick off. So anything can happen with the transfer window, players coming in, players leaving. Now I'm really looking forward to this season. It is going to be incredible, I feel. It's going to be a season of twists and turns. It's going to be a season of unpredictability in some aspects. And it's been a hell of a while since I've made a video on this channel, since the World Cup. So with all that out of the way, please give Richmond Rovers a comment, a subscribe. Let me know who is going to win the Premier League, who's going to go down, what your predictions are. But here are my predictions starting from 20th place all the way up to the champion spot. Let's go. So it's not going to be a surprise to anyone that I've got the newly promoted teams going back down to the championship, and I'm going to start things off in 20th place with Hull. Now I remember the good old days of Hull being an established team within the Premier League, but I don't think they're going to survive at all. I don't think they're going to do well at all. I haven't been following Hull's transfer window, I mean other than Hull fans, who does? But I don't think they've made any significant signings that will progress them to be an established Premier League side, so I think they're going to be finishing rock bottom people's elbow. In 19th place I've got Coventry. Coventry had a fantastic season last season in the Championship with Frank Lampard just dominating that league, but I don't think that will happen this season. And yes, they've signed a one-year from Nottingham Forest and he is a good striker. Whether or not he might be the talisman for Coventry and keeping them up, I don't think that will happen. I think they are going to go down. Maybe Frank Lampard to be in discussion for the first sacking of the manager this season. That might be a little unfair to say considering that we haven't even started the season. But yeah, Coventry in 19th place. 18th, I've gone for Ipswich. I think the loss of Kieran McKenna as your manager is going to hurt Ipswich's chances for staying up. I know they were in the Premier League a couple of seasons ago with McKenna as the manager and they got sent back down to the Championship, but I do think that he was the glue that kept that team together, and he was a great manager for you. He is going to be one of Ipswich Town's most legendary managers over time. But I also think that they can be in a neck and neck race for 17th place, which is the next place I'm going for, and this is going to be occupied by Leeds. As I say about Ipswich, I don't think that they will be rock bottom. I think there will be a fight for relegation like there always is, but I think they have just enough qualities to survive. You know, you've signed James Trafford, who is a great goalkeeper, and it was a real shame what happened to him with Man City when they signed him, and then a couple of weeks later they signed Donnarumma, but he wasn't getting a chance in that team, let's face it. And I do believe he is a great goalkeeper. You've also signed Harry Wilson as well from Fulham, who is a great player, really great player. So I'm going to have Leeds just survive in 17th place. In 16th, I have gone for Newcastle. This is probably going to be the most controversial pick of this predictions video, but I think that you're in trouble. I really do think that Newcastle are in trouble, simply because losing Eddie Howe, I know there was a huge divide within the Newcastle fan base. Some of the most loyal fans hated Eddie Howe for how they played last season. They nearly were in a relegation battle. In the same breath, the other half of the most loyal Newcastle fans loved him for what he achieved for the club. Great Champions League night, the first domestic trophy within God knows how many years. Overall, his legacy will be a good one, but also losing players like Sandro Tonali, like Bruno Guimaraes, you know, you still haven't recovered from losing Isak. I think Newcastle are in a lot of trouble and they could be looking at relegation, but I think you will survive, and I will have Newcastle in 16th. And also losing Anthony Gordon as well. I mean, that was one of the first transfer moves in the window this season, with Anthony Gordon going to Barcelona. And you know, you have to depend on Anthony Elanga, and he's injury prone. I mean, wasn't he stretched off a couple of weeks ago? So yeah, I think Newcastle are in a lot of trouble. In 15th place, I've gone for Nottingham Forest. I think they'll initially struggle throughout the first half of the season, but once again, they will come back up. They'll find their run of form towards the latter end of the season, and they will finish just above Newcastle, just above relegation in 15th. In 14th place, I've gone for Sunderland. Now, Sunderland had a fantastic season last season. The Stadium of Light was a fortress. Dan Ballard, he was great He was the glue, and Granit Xhaka as well. They were the glue that kept the team together. I know that Sunderland had one of, if not the best home record in the Premier League last season, but you also qualified for Europe, which is a great achievement. You're in the Europa League next season, but I think that will hinder the chances of replicating what happened last season. You'll be all right, you know, you'll be finishing in 14th. It's not nowhere near as good as it was last season, but 14th place, sort of towards the bottom half of the table, but you know, you'll be all right. You'll be comfortable. Now we get towards the sort of upper to bottom parts of the mid side of the table. So these are teams that are going to be okay. You know, they'll win some, they'll lose some, they'll draw some, you know, just mid-table. I'm going to start things off with Bournemouth in 13th place. Now, Bournemouth can go one of two ways. They could either be around the sort of 13th to, say, 10th side of the table, but you've also just lost your manager. He's gone to Liverpool. His first season without Semenyo. Yeah, I know you've signed a couple of players, but you could also lose a couple of players as well, like Krupi Jr., Tyler Scott, for instance. I don't think that will happen in this summer transfer window, but potentially in January, you could be losing a few key players in the January transfer window, like Semenyo when he went to Man City. So I think that Bournemouth, they might be in trouble, but I don't have them being in trouble. I've got them in 13th place. In 12th, I've gone for Brentford. Now, Brentford are an established Premier League side. Their striker, Igor Thiago, he was second only to Erling Haaland in the top goal scorers last season. Whether or not he can replicate that form this season, we have to wait and see, but I've got Brentford finishing in a nice, comfortable 12th. Same again with Fulham in 11th place. I mean, I know that you've lost Harry Wilson, he's gone to Leeds, but you've also signed a new manager in Alvaro Arbeloa. Whilst he didn't do that well with Real Madrid, I think a team like Fulham can cement him to be one of the managers to watch in European football. Who knows, they could be, you know, staring relegation in the face by Christmas and Arbeloa might be sacked. But that could happen to any manager. I've got Fulham finishing in a nice, comfortable 11th place and Arbeloa to do pretty well for Fulham in his first season. 10th place, we've got Everton. It's a perfect place for them, you know, slap bang in the middle. Everton with David Moyes. It's a match made in heaven. So I've got Everton finishing in 10th. Now in 9th place, here is another controversial decision. I have gone for Spurs. Now, Spurs are splashing the cash. They have signed players like Van Hecke, Tonali, Fernandes. They could be signing Cody Gakpo, but I don't think it will be enough to get them towards the upper echelons of the table. And I think that they're going to be finishing better than they did last season and the season before. Last season, you were nearly facing relegation. So finishing in 9th place is an improvement. I mean, you know, it's Spurs, you know, it's Spurs. You know, finishing 9th from 15th is like going from diarrhea to okay. But whilst you're splashing the cash, I don't think you're going to be doing as well as you'd hope. I don't think you'll be reaching Europe. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe these signings will impact Spurs' morale and get them towards the upper echelons, but I don't think so. I've got Spurs in 9th place. Now, between 8th and 7th place, you could put either or team in there. Now, in 8th place, I've gone for Crystal Palace. Now, I really like watching Crystal Palace play. Especially last season. I know they had Oliver Glasner and there was a lot of trouble between him and the ownership, but the team always manages to rally together in the staring of the face of crisis. And I really do like watching Crystal Palace play, and I think you're going to do pretty well. I think you're going to be sort of flirting with Europe, and I'm going to have you in 8th place. Same with 7th place, I've gone for Brighton, my old stomping ground. Again, I love watching Brighton play. I know you've lost Van Hecke, who was a key player for Brighton. I love Brighton's transfer strategy. You know, you get a player from the ranks, you build them up for 2 or 3 years, and then you sell them on for a huge price. And yet you still do really well. Again, also you've lost Danny Welbeck. I mean, he was going towards the latter end of his career anyway. He just wants a final paycheck with Chelsea. Fair play to him for that. But Brighton, you'll rally together. You'll be flirting with Europe. I think you'll qualify for Europe. So I've got Brighton in 7th place. Speaking of Danny Welbeck's Chelsea, I've got Chelsea in 6th place. Now, unlike Crystal Palace and Chelsea, I do think that Chelsea will do better than Brighton, but only just. I think they are a great group of individuals that don't really play well together as a team compared to the Chelseas of 10 to 15 years ago. But having a great manager like Xabi Alonso signed for Chelsea, maybe he can change the system and bring these group of individuals together as a team and start going back towards the way they used to be, flirting with the title race perhaps. But for now, I've got you in 6th place. It could go either way. It could go Chelsea qualify for the Champions League, or they can go straight back down towards the lower end of the mid-table. But I think 6th place for Xabi Alonso's Chelsea is fair. Now we get towards the top 5, the upper echelons of the table, and I'm going to start things off in 5th place with Aston Villa. Like Crystal Palace and Brighton, as a neutral, I love watching Aston Villa play. I think they are a great team to watch. I was watching the Super Cup final with Aston Villa versus PSG the other day. They've got a really young prospect in Maggio, the 17-year-old striker, who is enormous. He looks great, and I think Villa as a team are a great team. Yes, you've lost a key player from your midfield in Yuri Tillemans, and he's signed for the right club. But I do think that you're going to do fairly well, and I think between 5th and 4th, and even 6th as well, they could go either way. So putting Villa in 5th place, potentially qualifying for Champions League, depending on how the Champions League goes on, I think is a perfect place for Aston Villa. In 4th place, I have gone for Man United. I think that Man United will finish in 4th. Like always with Man United, one week they can be one of the best teams in the league. They can dominate Man City at Old Trafford when they won 2-0. They could have won 6. You know, we played one of the games of the season against Arsenal last season. We've got Marcus Rashford back, whether or not that produces quality. We've got arguably the best number 10 in the world with Bruno Fernandes. Sesko, if he finds a run of form, he can be brilliant for us, but also we can be inconsistent. We can have those dominating games, and then we can lose 4-0 to Hull. It can go either way with Man United. One week they can be the best team in the league, and next week we can be the worst. So having Man United be in those Champions League spots at this current stage in time, I think is the right place for us at the moment. And of course, who knows what will happen in the next season with such factors as Michael Carrick. Will he still have that run of form? Our defence is so inconsistent. But also Marcus Rashford, and that will be a video that I will make further on down the line, whether or not he stays with us for the entirety of the season. As I've said before, I'm recording this on the Tuesday morning before Arsenal kick off against Coventry, so we will have to wait and see what happens up until then. I've got Man United in 4th place. Hopefully we can do better. Let's stay around that area. 3rd place, I've gone for Liverpool. Now, I think Liverpool will do a lot better than they did last season. Their cohesive unit sort of faded away in Arne Slot's 2nd year as manager. Eventually he got sacked. You've brought in Iraola, who I think is a great up-and-coming manager. Hopefully for Liverpool fans, he can do well for you. And whilst you've proved that you can be one of the best teams in the league in some weeks, other weeks you can be very inconsistent. And unfortunately for you, you have had so many injuries, as well as Mo Salah leaving. I think that is a huge impact on this squad. Curtis Jones, he could be signing for Inter Milan any day now. Ekitike, he's still out probably till around Christmas. You've got Isak, who's so injury prone. Who knows what can happen with him? But on your day, you can beat anyone. And I do think that Liverpool finishing 3rd is a huge step in the right direction, trying to chase Man City and Arsenal. But Liverpool in 3rd place is where I've got you. Also with Liverpool, if you sign Bradley Barcola, that could make a huge impact towards your team. That could be the replacement of Mo Salah. I really rate Bradley Barcola, and if you do get him, which is looking very likely, then it will help Liverpool's chances of progressing back up into the league. Now the top 2, who is going to be missing out? Is it going to be Arsenal who misses out and doesn't retain their title? Or could it be Man City? I've gone for the latter. I've gone for Man City finishing in 2nd place. Now, I'm not going to be paying any attention to the Community Shield because I know that Arsenal have just beaten Man City 3-0. But that's just a glorified friendly. We don't pay any attention to that. But from the latter end of last season, and if you want to take into consideration a Community Shield, Man City's defence, whilst they do have Krushnov, who I think is going to be one of the best centre-backs in the world, as well as Mark Gahey, their partnership is great, but also I think their defence is so rocky, and it's one of the weaknesses that they have in that team. You've got the best goalkeeper arguably in the world, you've got the best striker in the world in your team, but I do not think it will be enough to win you the title. Enzo Maresca, you have the biggest boots to fill. With Pep Guardiola's legacy, I don't think it will be enough. I don't think there will be a new manager bounce. And Man City, they will chase Arsenal, but they will not be as dominant as they used to be. And another reason why I don't think Man City will win the league is because you've just lost the heart and soul of your midfield. It looks like Rodri is going to sign for Barcelona today. So losing him will be a huge, huge impact on your team. I know you're looking at Boadi from Lille, and he could be a great player for you, but he is no Rodri. I mean, look at what him and Fabian Ruiz did for Spain in the World Cup. They were the reason why Spain won the World Cup. So losing him, yeah, he's injury prone, but on his day, he is arguably the best player in the world. Losing Rodri, I do think, is a key factor of why I've got you in second place. And I have Arsenal winning the league with Mikel Arteta's side retaining the Premier League. They just have the best squad. They have the best overall squad of players. They might not have the best players in those positions, but they have the best squad. They definitely have the best centre-back partnership with Gabriel and Saliba. Once Saliba comes back from injury, they are a force to be reckoned with. And yes, they're boring to watch. They're set-piece FC. It's not the most entertaining football to watch. It's not like Man City, who are entertaining, or Liverpool. But as they proved last season, they get those points when they are really, really needed. And I think that will happen again this season. I think Arsenal will do the double. They will retain the Premier League. And as much as it pains me to say, I think it is Arsenal's league to lose again. But those are my predictions for the 2026-27 season. I've just put these on the screen right now. What do you think about these predictions? Do you think I've made an absolute Western supermare? Or do you think that these are bang on? Do you think that Man United and Newcastle's place should swap? Do you think that Man City will have a new manager bounce with Enzo Maresca? Do you think that the newly promoted sides will stay up and will have a surprising relegation battle? Comment below, let me know. Give Richmond Rovers some support. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of coverage over the Premier League season. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to this. Football's back. Let's go.